eco-friendly programs, recycling programs, and misuse of single-use plastic all contribute to the broader use and of sustainability. So let us isn't just about concrete and steel. It is about creating an ecosystem where humans and environment can harmoniously coexist. Thank you for your patient hearing.
Don't use any steel. पेपर नहीं आसे निजे कहबो निजे मनरु कहबो अभिलाषा मिश्रा
We are on earth to take care of life. We are on earth to take care of each other. Protecting the environment is not our responsibility. It is the duty that we owe to a planet, to ourselves and to the future generation. Good morning everybody, respected jury members present over here and my dear friends. I am Abhilasha Mishra, a student of class 6C from DAV Public School, Kalinganagar. Today I am here to say something on the topic environment and urbanization. The place or the surrounding where we live is known as environment. It can be maybe rural or urban. But nowadays, approximately about 0.5% of the entire population of people living on the world lives in urban areas. Urbanization. It is a two-way process because it involves not only the movement from villages to cities, but it also involves the change from agricultural occupations to many urban occupations, such as being a professor or like being a doctor, service, teacher, trade, business, etc. The main impact of urbanization is environmental pollution. When human beings started establishing cities and the industrialization increased more and more than the level of pollution started increasing. Due to urbanization, many beautiful valleys, mountains and hills are being converted into vessels of pollution, vessels of polluted air. If the urbanization accelerates, then it creates obstacles to balanced and inclusive environment, inclusive growth of the environment. The environmental pollution is now increasing at an alarming rate. Urban sprawl. Urban sprawl leads to many environmental degradations such as rise in air pollution, rise in water pollution, deforestation of trees, and lastly, quality of life. No doubt that urbanization have given many people, also giving now many people good opportunities and better lifestyle. Also, it is the one way that can take any country forward. And many countries, each and every countries are taking urbanization as the main aim. But this can cause many harmful effects, such as now we are living in cities which are severely polluted. And we are also suffering from many health issues due to this air pollution. Nowadays, we are unable to see bunch of stars at the sky. Why? Definitely due to air pollution. Many species, many animals are being endangered right now. But how can we protect the environment? There are some steps. Step number 1, lesser use of plastic. Step number 2, set a mind of 3 Rs, means reduce, reuse and recycle. Step number 3, educate the children about the environment and give them the tools they need to protect the environment. Lastly, I must say, to achieve our goal, we shouldn't forget our motherland. Now, if the time comes when we should work together, follow these steps and protect the environment, make the world a better place to live in for the future generation. Thank you. Have a wonderful day ahead. Good morning to one and all present over here. I am Krishna Rupa Pradhan from class 6D from Sai International School, and today I am thankful for having a opportunity to speak in front of you some few lines on environment and urbanization. Imagine a fish without water. Can it live? Now, imagine a world without trees. Can men survive? I would like to start by saying, search a solution to stop pollution and make the environment healthy, clean and green. The environment makes up everything around us: air, soil, land, water, animals, plants, you name it. We depend on environment for our stability and sustainability. Urbanization is the population shift from rural areas to urban areas, the corresponding decrease of population from rural areas, and the way societies adapt to this change. As the number of people increases, the number of vehicles, the number of factories, and the number of ACs and fans also increase. We humans have found many ways to make our lives more comfortable. We have created good houses, good roads, good education services, transport facilities. And during this process, however, we have destroyed our environment in many ways. Every day we cut a large number of trees for our own benefit, but we don't even think about the trees even once, or nor do we feel a taint of hesitation and cut them without feeling any regret. But we should refrain from doing this, as we get many essential facilities from trees. Trees provide us with essential oxygen which will help us survive, and they also give on every day. They also provide us with wood, timber, amber, latex and gum for our personal use. Next, we should use public transport over private transport, as they limit the emission of harmful gases from vehicles. Next, factories should be built outside the city or far away from the city, in other words, as they emit a lot of harmful and toxic waste chemicals that if humans inhale, they can be in danger or they victim of diseases like bronchitis and asthma. Lastly, we should draw a line to the use of ACs or air conditioners, as they emit chlorofluorocarbon gas, and this gas destroys the oxygen layer and helps in greenhouse effect and the global warming. So, if we do not follow these precautions, it will soon lead to pollution. This pollution, if overloaded, will soon lead to global warming, which will lead to many problems like increase in temperature on Earth and melting of all the ice on Earth as well. So, I would like to summarize my points by saying, preserve and cherish the pale blue dot, the only home we ever know. Thank you.
Okay, ରହିଗଲେ କି ବହୁତ essay ଆଉ elocution participate କରିଛନ୍ତି in both elocution and yeah, please.
ନା କଣ ପିଲା ଓଡ଼ିଆରେ
କଣ ନାଁ କହିଲେ? କାଶୀ ନାୟକ। Yes, please go.
କହିନା ପିଲା ଓଡ଼ିଆରେ କୋନ
ଓଡ଼ିଆ ଇଂଲିଶ ହିନ୍ଦୀ ଓଡ଼ିଆରେ କୁହ ବସି ଯାଇଛି ଇଂଲିଶରେ ଓଡ଼ିଆରେ କହିଲେ ହାଲା କରିଦିଅନ୍ତି।
Good morning, respected judges, guests, and all my dear friends. Today I, Kashit Kantimoy Nayak of Standard 7, would like to speak a few lines on the topic Environment and Urbanization. First of all, what is the environment? the environment is a sum total of all the biotic and abiotic substances that influence human life and get influenced by human presence. So, now, as we know, urbanization, what is urbanization? Urbanization is the process of people migrating from rural areas to urban areas in search of better job opportunities, better education systems, and a better livelihood. So, as we know, the environment we talked about is extremely fragile and has a fine balance. However, nowadays, this fine balance has been disturbed by many factors like climate change, global warming, etc. Well, so how can we fix this? In order to fix this, we have to accommodate many things in our cities. For example, green belts. Accommodating green belts in our cities. Then breathing spaces like dedicated parks. We have to conserve our animal species in sanctuaries and national parks. Well, and we have to use public transport. But if the public transport runs on coal, it is also useless. So we have to use double-decker public transport buses that run on electricity. And even if we insist on using cars, there should be electrically chargeable EV cars. We should also build unconventional sources of energy on top of high-rise buildings like skyscrapers. This will produce enough energy. Now, the most important point, our most important issue is that many people from rural areas transfer to urban areas because of the less job opportunities in the villages. So, why not urbanize the villages? Urbanizing the villages, and finally, children are ambassadors of environmental conservation. So, we must act firmly towards rainwater harvesting and saving electricity and plantation of trees. And as we know, in the G20 summit in New Delhi, the topic was Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, that was universal brotherhood. According to this, it says that we must aspire the interests of the youth, but also protect the environment. So, now I would like to end with survive, thrive and sustain. Thank you.
Urbanization is an inevitable outcome of the process of growth and the process of modernization. With this quote, a very warm morning everyone. Today, I, Purvi Pradipta Sahu, a student of DAV Unit 8, studying in class 7, express my immense gratitude and happiness to have the opportunity to express my opinion on the topic environment and urbanization. An environment is nothing but what we have around us. Regardless of being natural or man-made, every environment has its own essence. A natural environment, say a green garden, is so mesmerizing and refreshing. A man-made environment, on the other hand, like an apartment complex or an office building, seems more busy and comfortable. But now, many concerns are being raised by environmentalists to protect the environment, which is in the wrath of the cruelty of the human activities. One such activities is urbanization. While many people consider urbanization as the staircase towards development and success, the environmentalists say otherwise. But first of all, what exactly is urbanization? Well, it is the population shift from rural to urban areas, resulting in the population growth in urban areas instead of the rural ones. Urbanization is mainly caused due to migration and industrialization. Cities are constantly trying to grow their economies, but urbanization has several environmental degradations such as air pollution, water pollution, decline of the flora and fauna, loss of habitat, and the degrading quality of life. Urbanization is most likely to happen and is certain. We can't stop it, but we can definitely try our best to spread it out. We need to come up with concepts that are favorable both economically and environmentally. Due to urbanization, there is an increased demand for resources, energy, and more land. Deforestation, air pollution, water pollution, and destruction of flora and fauna all result in a fragile environmental ecosystem. The surge in urban population contributes in more transportation, which leads to vehicular traffic, resulting in air pollution. Urban centers consume vast quantities of resources to sustain their growing population. In recent 2021, approximately a third of the total population in India live in cities, which shows an increase of urbanization by almost 4% in the last decade. Almost 56% of the world's population live in cities. Now, what's the solution to this chain of problems? Well, one idea that comes to my mind is smart cities, which are also referred as eco-cities. Although the main idea of smart cities is to put their people first, it's a big investment in the people, as these people will create a sustainable environment in the future generation. The idea of moving to cities for education and workplaces is always seen as moving ahead in life and doing better. So, in order to manage urbanization, we need to create livable conditions like proper sanitation, clean water, sufficient food, proper education, and good workplaces in rural areas as well. We need to create a solid guideline for the people to follow. And lastly, I would like to conclude by saying that to solve the global environmental problems, it's not a day's work. We have already caused enough damage, and now we need to take wise decisions. Environmentalists like Tulsi Gabbard and Greta Thunberg are a big inspiration to people to protect the environment. With this, I sign off. Thank you.
Very good.
Environment is not a place to visit. It is a place, it is a habitat for all the living organisms present in the world. With this great quotation, good morning one and all present over here. This is Sanchita Samant from class 7 from DAV Public School, Pokriput, Bhubaneswar. So I'm here to intend to extend my views on the topic environment and urbanization. So first of all, I would like to thank the organization for conducting this education competition, because nowadays most of the students are watching the mobile phones or any electrical gadgets that are making lose their ability to speak as well as the power of knowledge. Therefore, this type of education will boost our knowledge as well as improve our speaking ability. Coming back to our topic. First of all, as the topic suggests, environment and urbanization. What do I mean by environment? So environment is a place where all the living organisms survive. It is a place where the living and the non-living organisms are dependent upon each other. Similarly, in the case of the urbanization, it is a condition where the population in the rural areas is devastatingly decreasing, and in the case of the urban areas, it is increasing because many people in the rural areas for better opportunities or wages
are shifting or migrating from the rural areas to the urban areas. Now we have to understand that what are the advantages and disadvantages of urbanization as well as what are the advantages of environment. First of all, the advantages of environment is that it provides us an area where all the living organisms can survive. Number second, it provides us the natural resources or the climate resources. When I had extended my research, I found that countries like UAE and Dubai, the natural resources like oil contributes 1% of the total GDP. Along with that, Africa, in the case of Africa, when they found the first diamond in that, it contributes 90% of the total GDP for their economic status. Similarly, environment also provides a better space so that we can communicate with one another and become a social animal. The points that I just mentioned are only 1% of the all advantages of environment. Now let me say you all the advantages of urbanization. First of all, it provides the people a better opportunity. Along with that, the unemployment rate is also devastatingly decreased, and along with that, the people will get higher wages. Transport facilities will also increase. Now let me say you some disadvantages of urbanization. As we know, due to urbanization, vast population is creating in the urban areas, and due to the lack of little bit facilities, many problems are created like pollution. Recently, we have also heard the news about the Delhi, where the air pollution is devastatingly increasing, making the people unaware about what they are inhaling. Secondly, we can say that in 2001, we can see all the stars in our galaxies when we look up to the sky. But now, in the case of 2023, we can't even see properly. And the scientists are estimating that in around 2040, we can't see it properly as well. This is all about urbanization. As we know, each and everything has a disadvantage as well as advantages. But if we look upon the advantages, then surely we can take all the benefits of the urbanization as well as environment. With this quotation, I would like to sign off. Thank you everyone. Have a nice day ahead.
सदा सुमन महापात्र सदा सुमन महापात्र
मधुमय सृष्टि सुधामय सृष्टि सृष्टि मंगलमय है जाग नर नारी अमृत संतति पिय से अमृत पय है पिय से अमृत पय है। नमस्कार, मु सदासुमन महापात्र सरस्वती शिशु विद्या मंदिर यूनिट 8 छात्री। एठारे उपस्थित थिबा वरेण्य विचारक मंडली एवं पूज्य गुरुजी गुरुमा को मोर प्रणाम। एठारे उपस्थित थिबा मोर समस्त छोट बड़ भाई और भौणी मानकु मु स्वागत जणाई आज विषय वस्तु परिवेश एवं शहरीकरण संबंधी मोर वक्तव्य को उपस्थापन करबा को जाउछि। कथारे अछि सुंदर तृप्तिर अवसान नाही जेते देखुथिले नुआ दिसुथाई। वास्तव में ईश्वर को सृष्टि होछि बड़ विचित्र। ईश्वर ही सृष्टि करिसेंती ए सुंदर परिवेश को। हेले परिवेशर अर्थ कोन? आम चतुर्पार्श्वरे आम जो सब पदार्थ देखुछु ताहा ही परिवेश। पहाड़ पर्वत नदी झरणा जीव जंतु वृक्ष लता ए समस्त हेउछंती परिवेशर गोटे गोटे अंग। तेबे वर्तमान सभ्यता हेउछि यंत्र सभ्यता। यंत्र आदि मानव को सुनाइछि नवीन मंत्र। एही मंत्रर आह्वान रे वर्तमान माटीर मनीष होइछि आत्महरा। वर्तमान से कृषि भित्तिक शिल्प को ध्वंसाभिमुखी करी सृष्टि करिछि शिल्प सभ्यता। उदाहरण स्वरूप वर्तमान फल बगीचा देखा जाउछि कारखाना एवं वर्तमान स्वास्थ्य क्षेत्र में देखा जाइछि चीनी कारखाना। वर्तमान वैज्ञानिक जुग में मनुष्य सृष्टि करिछि केते विध्वंसकारी अस्त्र शस्त्र एवं रासायनिक पदार्थ। एही पदार्थ फल रे आम सुंदर परिवेश हेउछि प्रदूषित। एही प्रदूषित परिवेश फल रे ସହରୀକରଣର ମାତ୍ରା ବୃଦ୍ଧି ପାଇବାରେ ଲାଗୁଛି। ହେଲେ ସହରୀକରଣର ଅର୍ଥ କ'ଣ? ଯେଉଁ ସମୟରେ ଗ୍ରାମର ଲୋକମାନେ ସହର ଅଭିମୁଖେ ଅଗ୍ରସର ହୁଅନ୍ତି ତାହାକୁ କୁହାଯାଏ ସହରୀକରଣ। ଏହି ପରିବେଶ ପ୍ରଦୂଷଣ ଯୋଗୁଁ ଗ୍ରାମର ଲୋକମାନେ ନିଜର ଜୀବିକା ଅର୍ଜନ କରିବା ନିମନ୍ତେ ସହର ଅଭିମୁଖେ ଅଗ୍ରସର ହେଉଛନ୍ତି। ସହରୀକରଣ ଫଳରେ ଆମକୁ ଉପକାର ମିଳୁଛି ସତ, କିନ୍ତୁ ଏହା ପ୍ରକୃତି ଉପରେ କୁପ୍ରଭାବ ପକାଉଛି। ଏଥିରୁ ଆମେ କ'ଣ ଉପକାର ପାଇପାରୁଛେ? ଯେପରିକି ଗ୍ରାମର ଯେଉଁ ଲୋକମାନେ ବସବାସ କରନ୍ତି ସେମାନେ ଭାବନ୍ତି ଯେ ଆମେ ସହରକୁ ଗଲେ ଶିକ୍ଷା, ସ୍ୱାସ୍ଥ୍ୟ, ବୈଜ୍ଞାନିକ କୌଶଳ, ବୈଷୟିକ ଜ୍ଞାନ, ଗମନାଗମନ, ଯୋଗାଯୋଗ ଏ ସମସ୍ତ କ୍ଷେତ୍ରରେ ଉନ୍ନତ ହୋଇପାରିବୁ। କିନ୍ତୁ ସେମାନେ ଏକଥା ଚିନ୍ତା କରନ୍ତିନି କି ସହରୀକରଣ ଫଳରେ ଆମ ପରିବେଶ ଉପରେ କି କୁପ୍ରଭାବ ପଡୁଛି। ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ସହରରେ ଜନସଂଖ୍ୟା ଦ୍ରୁତ ଗତିରେ ବୃଦ୍ଧି ହେବା ଫଳରେ ଆମ ପରିବେଶ ପ୍ରଦୂଷିତ ହେଉଛି। ବୃକ୍ଷଲତାର ଛେଦନ ହେବା ଯୋଗୁଁ ବୃଷ୍ଟିପାତର ହାର କମି ଯାଉଛି। ବିଶ୍ୱ ତାପନ ଭଳି ଏକ ସ୍ୱତନ୍ତ୍ର ସମସ୍ୟା ଦେଖାଯାଉଛି। ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ଆମ ପରିବେଶ ସମ୍ପୂର୍ଣ୍ଣ ପ୍ରଦୂଷିତ। ଏ ସହରୀକରଣ ଫଳରେ ଆମର ସବୁଜ ଶସ୍ୟ ଶ୍ୟାମଳରେ ପରିପୂର୍ଣ୍ଣ ପରିବେଶ ଧୂମ୍ରମୟ ହୋଇଯାଉଛି। 2050 ମସିହା ବେଳକୁ ବିଶେଷଜ୍ଞମାନଙ୍କର କଳନା ଅନୁସାରେ ବିକାଶଶୀଳ ଦେଶମାନଙ୍କରେ 86% ଏବଂ ବିକାଶ ଉନ୍ମୁଖୀ ଦେଶମାନଙ୍କରେ 64% ସହରୀକରଣ ହୋଇପାରିବ ବୋଲି ଅନୁମାନ କରାଯାଉଛି। ତେବେ ପରିବେଶ ସୁରକ୍ଷିତ ରହିଲେ ସହରୀକରଣ ମାତ୍ରା ହ୍ରାସ ହୋଇପାରିବ ଏବଂ ସହରୀକରଣ ମାତ୍ରା ହ୍ରାସ ହେଲେ ପରିବେଶ ସୁରକ୍ଷିତ ରହିପାରିବ। ତେବେ ଆମେ ଏପରି ମଧ୍ୟ କହିପାରିବା ଯେ ସହରୀକରଣ ଏବଂ ପରିବେଶ ପରସ୍ପର ଉପରେ ନିର୍ଭରଶୀଳ। ପରିଶେଷରେ ମୁଁ ଏତିକି କହିବାକୁ ଚାହେଁ, ସୁସ୍ଥ ପରିବେଶ ବେଶେ ହସେ ବିଶ୍ୱ, ସୁସ୍ଥ ପରିବେଶ ବେଶେ ହସେ ବିଶ୍ୱ, ସକଳ ଜୀବନ ଧନ୍ୟ। ଦୁଷ୍ଟ ପରିବେଶ କୁମାରେ ଅନେକ କ୍ଷତି, ନାଶ ହିଁ ଧନ ଜୀବନ, ନାଶ ହିଁ ଧନ୍ୟ ଜୀବନ। ଏତିକି କହି ମୁଁ ମୋର ବକ୍ତବ୍ୟକୁ ବିରାମ ଦେବାକୁ ଚାହୁଁଛି। ଧନ୍ୟବାଦ।
उत्कलर ही शांत शीतल कांत कोमल सुंदर सुढ़र परिपक ही चिरला समय प्रकृतिर रंगशाला सौंदर्यर गंताघर माधुरीमार आगार तथा षड़ ऋतुर सामश्चरिक पर्यायक्रमिक रसोत्सवर पीठस्थली आजिर एही शीतल स्निग्ध मधुमय रसमय परिवेश मध्य अवस्थित मोर विज्ञ विचारक मंडली मंचासीन अतिथिवृंद तथा मोर छोट बड़ भाई भौणी तथा सहपाठी और सहपाठिनी गण आजिर विषय वस्तु हेउछि परिवेश शहरीकरण। आमर प्रत्येक चारिपार्श्वे आम जेतिक भी पदार्थ देखि थाउ ताहाको आमे परिवेश भाव में आख्या देई थाउ। वायुमंडल, जलमंडल, अश्ममंडल एही तीन मंडल को नहीं परिवेश गठित होई थाए। किंतु एही तीन मंडल आमे किपरि प्रदूषण करिछे ताहा आपण मानकु पूर्वर ज्ञात होई जाइथिबा। मु एही प्रदूषण को रोकिबा पई सम्यक ज्ञान प्रदान करूअछि। प्रथमतः शहरीकरण माध्यम रे आमर बहुत प्रकार क्षति होउछि। आपण माने भाबुथिबे कि शहरीकरण हबा द्वारा विभिन्न लोक माने कर्म नियुक्ति पाइले, विभिन्न देश अग्रसर हैला, विभिन्न स्थान रे परिष्कार परिच्छन्न हैला, किंतु एहा द्वारा परिवेश किपरि मात्रा रे भारसाम्य होउछि ता उपरे कोन कोन प्रभाव पडुछि आपण माने जानिछन्ति कि जेउठी देखा जाउथिला कोइलीरा से किचिरी मिचिरी शब्द से स्थान नाही, जेउठी पथिकटी हालिया होई बरगछ तळ छाई तळे बसी जाउथिला से बरगछ मध्य नाही। एई ओडिशा थिला बाई भारत थिला जंगलर गंताघर, किंतु से गंताघर मध्य आउ नाही। एहा कोन सठिक एही शहरीकरण पई एते सब दुश्चिंता हेई पारुछि। मो मतरे शहरीकरण द्वारा अनेक उन्नति हेउथिले मध्य बहुत सारा क्षति मध्य होई थाए। जेपरि कि शहरीकरण द्वारा द्रुत शिल्पायन एवं शिल्पर अभिवृद्धि घटी थाए, किंतु एही शिल्प क्षेत्र रे केते मात्रा रे प्रदूषण हेउछि जानछन्ति कि शिल्प एक प्रकार क्षेत्र जहा कि केवल वायुमंडल नुहे, केवल जलमंडल नुहे, केवल अश्ममंडल नुहे, तीन मंडल को प्रभावित करि थाए। प्रथमतः वायुमंडल शिल्प कारखाना रे जो धुआं गुड़िक थाए ता वायुमंडल रे मिसी विभिन्न प्रकार रोगर व्याधि सृष्टि करि थाए। जेपरि कि लोकंकु जक्ष्मा, फुसफुस जनित रोग इत्यादि रे लोकटी पीड़ित होई मृत्यु मुखरे पड़ि थाए। एवं शिल्प कारखाना रू बाहरुथिबा दूषित जल विभिन्न प्रकार पोखरी एवं झरणारे मिसी सेही जल को प्रदूषित କରିଥାଏ ଏବଂ ସେଠାରେ ପାଣି ପିଉଥିବା ବିଭିନ୍ନ ମାଛ ଗାଈ ଗୋରୁମାନଙ୍କର ମୃତ୍ୟୁ ହୋଇଥାଏ ଏବଂ ପରିଶେଷରେ ଆସିଲା ଅଶ୍ମ ମଧ୍ୟ। ये मिट्टी जिस पे जन्मे हम धरती ने हमको पाला है, ये धरती जिस पे जन्मे हम मिट्टी ने हमको पाला है, मिट्टी से ही तो जीवन है, मिट्टी ने हमें संभाला है। ए माटी ही आम प्रत्येक जिनिस करिथाउ किंतु एही माटी को आज आम प्रदूषण करुचे। एही माटी सहित आम कौन बा करिते, एही माटी रे विभिन्न कीटनाशक औषध विभिन्न प्रकार कीटनाशक औषध सिंचन करने द्वारा विभिन्न प्रकार रोग होपरिक कहवाक गले शस्य क्षेत्र में कीटनाशक सिंचन द्वारा परिबाटी सुस्थ सबल बा सतेज होउची किंतु सेही परिबारे केते मात्रा रे विषाक्त गुण भरी रहिछि ताहा आपण माने ज्ञात थिबे। तो शहरीकरण एक उन्नति उपाय होइथिले मध्य ताहा परिवेश को खूब मात्रा रे आघात सृष्टि करिथाए। तो परिवेश कहबाकू गले जदि डेनमार्क भली शहर गोटे ग्रीन कंट्री हेई पाछि ताहले इंडिया कोन पे हेई पारुनी। 180 टा देश भितरु इंडिया 169 स्थान कोन पे अधिकार करिछि ग्रीन कंट्री रे, कोन पे से प्रथम स्थान अधिकार करि पारि नाही। कोन पाउछि देश शहरीकरण होई कि जेपरि कहबाकू गले स्मार्ट सिटी बोली आमे भुवनेश्वर को जानिछे किंतु एही स्मार्ट सिटी रे केते प्रकार अलिया आवर्जना कुड़ा होई जमा होई ताहा आपण माने देखुथिबे। मो मतरे आमे परिवेश प्रति अधिक रु अधिक जत्नशील हेबा आवश्यक एवं ता प्रति जत्न होबा। एति कहि मु मोर वक्तव्य शेष करछि, भूल थिले क्षमा करिबे।
Life. In these hidden words is something so startling in reality than anything we could have ever imagined. How could this earth of ours, which is only a small speck in the heavens, have so much variety of life? So many curious and exciting animals. That is environment, my dear friends. A very enthusiastic morning to one and all present in this gathering. Today, I, Anushka Tripathi, am bestowed upon with this opportunity to speak a few thoughtful lines over the given topic, environment and urbanization. Before starting off, I'd like to question each and every one of you present over here. What kind of future do we want? Or what kind of future are we going to hand over to each and every one of our upcoming generation? Is it walking with masks on our face through the smoldering smoke? Or is it the enormous struggles to floods and earthquakes? Or is it the destruction of animals who aren't even aware of what's happening around? The answer is a big no. The environment is constantly changing and evolving. Our responses to these drastic changes are what makes up the future of the earth and living. Urbanization has been taking place all over the world at a rate that we are no longer able to control. Even if we say that the urban places take up only a small amount of space on the earth, the impact that it has are immense. Urbanization is mainly caused due to two factors. One, rural migration, and second, obviously, industrializations. And both of these factors are correlated. Urban sprawls cause several degradations. Air pollution, water pollution, decline of biodiversity or loss of habitat. And most importantly, the quality of life. Urban sprawls are most likely to happen and are inevitable. We cannot stop them from happening. However, we can try our best to shift them or spread them out. We need to come up with concepts that are feasible both economically and environmentally. And one of such ideas is of smart cities. And how is it beneficial for urbanization? Smart cities, also referred to as eco-cities or resilient cities, is a concept of creating a sustainable city from the very beginning before migration has taken place in an area or even after urbanization has occurred. In this, we need to have solid guidelines for the people to follow and create livable conditions, as well as protect the environment from the upcoming degradations. Lastly, to solve the global environmental change, It is not just a day's work. We have already done enough damages and degradations to the nature. And now it is the time to think wisely and take decisions that are in favor of the people as well as environment. Well, not to mention that it is us who are going to do this collectively together. Because the biggest threat to our planet is the belief that someone else will save it for us. And with this, I, Anushka Tripathi, would like to sign off. Thank you for your patient hearing and have a wonderful day ahead.
Mahamaya,
ये भी को ठीक करो।
Chandrasekhar.